Hi everyone, welcome back to Quilted Cactus in my 60 to 60 series. Tonight is just some craft show updates. I've added another craft show to my calendar, so I kind of wanted to give you that information because it is coming up in a little over a month, and as well as just a little reminder on the one that I have first. So first, my reminder, please don't forget, I will be at Benton Farms Craft Fair. That is in Walton, Kentucky. Let me give you the address. It is 11896 Old Lexington Pike. And again, Walton, and the zip is 41094. Guys, it's not just a craft show. This is a festival. Basically, of course, you've got shopping. And shopping and more shopping. They have food vendors. They've been posting some bluegrass bands. I don't know if bluegrass is your thing, but they're going to have band music. They have a petting farm, animals to see. They've got all kinds of things there for you to go to. I want to say, don't quote me on this, I'm not looking at the flyer. I want to say it's like a $3 parking. And you don't have to park that far away, because the first year I went there, we got there and they're busy. Packed. They have two parking spaces that I've seen when we got there. So there are people constantly moving. They park you well. And you've got, like I say, you got two places, and then you can go down there's like a main drag, and then you got like a little side arm kind of that you go down. But they're advertising over 130 vendors there. So, you could spend a half a day there, honestly. So if you're in the greater Cincinnati area, I would encourage you to go check it out. For the Benton Farms. And I do plan to be there also in the fall. That is in September. I don't have the dates off the top of my head, but they do also have a fall festival show. And I do plan to be there as well in the fall. Also, I have added another show. I've been invited to the Milford, it's the Milford's Frontier Days Festival that they have every year. Frontier Days. However, they have a maker's market, and I've been invited to bring do my show, to bring my stuff and have a booth at the show. I met her actually when I was at the CNE Craft Fair. She was actually my neighbor, and Erica invited me to the show, and I'm happy to be there. They will have it'll be May 30th. That'll be Friday evening, May 30th from 5 to 10. And then Saturday, the 31st, and Saturday will be from, I apologize, let me get here real quick. I know it runs to 8. I think it's like noon to 8 or 1 to 8. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes, and I just read this right before I started recording, and I still, I forgot already. I've got a lot of things going. Trying to do my 60 to 60 and get set up for two shows, because these two shows, these are 2 weeks apart. So I'll be doing a show on the weekend of the 17th and 18th of May, and then 2 weeks later, the week after Memorial Day, I will be in Milford, Ohio, at their Front Days Makers Market. So I'm very excited about it. It's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of time getting this together. I'm making sure I have enough inventory for two shows. They're just 10 by, not saying just 10, but they're 10 by 10 booths. So I'm not like expanding booths right now, but I think I can manage the two 10 by 10s between the two shows, especially since these are my first time showing at these craft shows. So of course, we all dream about selling out at our craft shows, but knowing, being realistic, I know I'll still have some carryover items. Plus, I'm going to try to work on the next few weeks, getting some inventory built up to have some extra. Because quite honestly, too, these are my first 2 day in a row shows. I've had, 1 day here and a 1 day there. And they're actually short shows, but these are longer shows, and they are 2-day shows, 2 consecutive days. So that's a lot. And but like I say, I'm very excited about it. This is what I wanted to do. Actually, as far as craft shows, just a real quick insight. I know I told you I was going to make it quick. My daughter kept trying to talk me into craft shows, and I kept saying, I just don't know if I want to get involved in that. That's a lot of work, between working a full-time job. And at the time that she kept mentioning it to me, the position that I had, I mean, I was seriously, and I'm not lying, working close to 60 hours a week at the time. I still found some time to sew because that was my outlet. I'd stay up late to sew when I wasn't working. But I still had some time to sew, and I, was doing things here and there. I wasn't building up the inventory that I have now. Fast forward, I've changed positions because of the stress of that job. It was too demanding. I didn't have time to do this. And she kept telling me, do craft shows. And so, I started last year I've been trying to get into the Benton Farms over a year ago. And it was one of those things where I tried, but if I got in, it was fine. If I didn't care. Until last year, I got into the West Clermont Craft Show. I really enjoyed that craft show. I'm going to say that was a very well organized craft show. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and it's at West Clermont High School in Amelia, Clermont County, Ohio. And that was my first show, and it was so well organized. I absolutely had a fantastic experience with it. And while I know not every craft show is the same, because I've heard from people who've had terrible experiences with craft shows, but it helped me to learn. I learned a few things. I knew, I learned, more than learn a few things, but I also, trying to hone my skills, because I had to get ready for that one within 3 or 4 days. I had 4 days to get ready for that show. So that, got me to speed up a few processes, try to get things going is what I'm trying to get there. Anyways, so then I decided, this craft show thing is still a lot of hard work, as I stated back in a table talk earlier this month, but it's still a lot of hard work. It's a lot of planning. My daughter, I'm telling you what, if it wasn't for her, a lot of stuff would not get done, because she helps me tremendously as far as getting things printed, getting things, just ideas and stuff. She is in marketing a little. She does do some marketing stuff. That is part of her job, is marketing. But and she's a planner. I mean, the girl is a serious planner. I mean, she lives, I used to joke when she was in her 20s. I always said, the girl lives by a spreadsheet. She still has her spreadsheet, and she still tries to live by it, but her job makes it a little harder. But anyways, but it's very fulfilling to me to have these craft shows, because I mean, you can make stuff and people say, and you think, that it turned out great and you like the way it turns out. You show your family, they like it. And a few, people here and there, you get word of mouth that people really like your stuff. But to be in the show and talk to people one-on-one, I'm a talker. That's not a secret. And to be able to sit out there and talk to people one-on-one has been really fulfilling, especially since I work from home now. And I did work from home prior to COVID a couple of days a week. And then when COVID hit, they just put us all at home, which is great. I love working from home. But being out with the people, it really, you do miss it a lot sometimes. But anyways, and I grew up, my dad was a flea market guy. He was one of the guys that if you ever went to a flea market when you were younger, not like the flea markets are today, but back in the 70s, there were, set flea markets. Dad would, buy a lot of his items, in bulk, and then go set up a stand, go set them at a flea market. My uncle had a store that had set up as a flea market. And we would have booths there every weekend. We would literally go there every single, because mom worked on weekends a lot, and we would go there every single weekend and sit with dad because mom was working. And well, I would see my dad. My gift of gab came from my father, but I would see my dad and see how he interacted with people, he sold people. And I think a lot of that carried over with me, and that's enabled me to do the craft shows and just get out there and talk. Anyways, I'm rambling again. This is supposed to be a quick one. So again, just to sum it up, Benton Farms, May 17th and 18th. Oh, and that show is they are 9 to 4 is the show time for Benton Farms in Walton. May 17th and 18th, 9 to 4. And then on the 2 weeks after that, I will be it's Frontiers Day. It's a whole big festival that Milford has every year, ever since I've known. I mean, I lived in Milford many moons ago. Actually, when my son was born is when I lived in Milford. So that's been 37 years ago. So we went there when they were little, and they now have a craft. It's called a maker's market, and it's a she says it's a true maker's market. She's trying to keep it handcrafted items only, trying not to buy, you buy something like my dad did on the flea markets. So that'll be the May 30th and the 31st. Friday the 30th will be the evening. That will be from 5 p.m. till 10. I will be there on Friday night as well. You get the option to be there Friday and or Saturday, but I'm going to opt out for both. Call me glutton, I don't know. And then Saturday will be, there it is. Saturday will be from noon to 8 on Saturday. So those are even. So that one will be an evening show. But again, it's like a festival thing that Milford has every year. And they've got all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, even if you come for just this market part of both of those shows, you still have a lot of other things that a family could do. So, let's, hey, if you want to come see me, it's not just seeing me. You'll still get a festival in the process. So anyway, just wanted to give you that information. And, I hope everyone gets a chance that's around either of the areas, whether you're in Milford, Ohio or Kentucky, gets a chance to come out and see me. I would appreciate seeing some old faces and some new faces. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.